Imagine waking up one day and hardly recognizing the face in the mirror. What starts as minor touch-ups can spiral into full-on transformations. Some of these changes are breathtaking, but others leave people wondering what went wrong. In this video, we'll look into the most extreme plastic surgeries that shocked fans and stirred up online debates. We're breaking down the most unbelievable cosmetic surgery stories, from those who wanted just a little enhancement to those who went all in. Did they get the look they dreamed of, or did things take an unexpected turn? Stay tuned for jaw-dropping before and after photos that you won't believe are real. If you're fascinated by celebrity transformations and beauty gone too far, make sure to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next wild story. Let's kick things off with the first shocking transformation. Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton, affectionately known as Mr. Las Vegas, has spent a lifetime under the spotlight, not chasing fame, but becoming one with it. For more than 6 decades, he's been a fixture in the City of Lights, a voice that echoed through grand ballrooms and a smile that welcomed generations of fans. Born in 1942, Newton began performing as a child. By the age of 15, he was already gracing the stages of Las Vegas, a city that would become not just his workplace, but his home. With hits like Danke Schoen and Red Roses for a Blue Lady, he charmed America. But his greatest legacy wasn't a chart-topping single, it was his unwavering presence. More than 30,000 solo shows later, Newton has become part of the very fabric of Las Vegas entertainment. Through changing eras, shifting trends, and cultural revolutions, he stood firm, always returning to the stage, always smiling, always singing. Now in his 80s, Wayne still performs with the same grace and warmth that made him a star. When asked about retirement, he simply says, "If my voice no longer meets the audience's expectations, I'll stop. But until then, I'm having the time of my life." There's no bravado in his words, just love. For the music, for the city, and for the people who never stop showing up. His story isn't marked by scandal or reinvention. It's about devotion, about showing up night after night, decade after decade, until your name becomes more than a name. It becomes a symbol. Wayne Newton didn't just perform in Las Vegas, he became Las Vegas. Guju Olivera. Guju Olivera is a name that often comes up when people talk about beauty and elegance in the modeling world. This stunning Brazilian model captured hearts with her radiant looks and magnetic presence. She graced runways and photo shoots, becoming a rising star in the fashion industry. What truly set her apart was her openness about undergoing cosmetic procedures. In an industry where many hide their enhancements, Guju stood out by being honest and transparent. She shared her experiences with fans, hoping to break the stigma around beauty treatments and encourage open conversation. But things took a darker turn. What started as a few subtle changes quickly spiraled into an unhealthy obsession. Guju became heavily reliant on dermal fillers in her lips, cheeks, and face overall. As the treatments became more frequent, her once natural charm began to fade. Her face grew swollen and unrecognizable, shifting far from the elegance she was once known for. The transformation shocked many. Her youthful beauty was replaced with a distorted, overfilled appearance that sparked concern among fans and professionals alike. Sadly, her pursuit of perfection led to physical complications, including painful lumps, infections, and long-term skin damage. Guju's story is more than just a cautionary tale about aesthetic excess. It's a reminder of how quickly the line between enhancement and harm can blur. Her journey serves as both a warning and a cry for self-acceptance in a world obsessed with flawless appearances. Amanda Aola. Amanda Aola, a young woman from Jyväskylä, Finland, has become widely recognized for her unwavering determination to transform herself into a real-life Barbie doll. Her journey into cosmetic surgery began at the tender age of 18, when she underwent her first breast augmentation. This initial procedure marked the start of an extensive series of surgeries, including 2 additional breast augmentations, a nose job, and numerous Botox and filler injections, all aimed at achieving her idealized image of perfection. Despite the significant financial costs totaling approximately £19,000, Amanda's pursuit of her dream was relentless. She even found financial support from an online benefactor, often referred to as a sugar daddy, who funded some of her procedures without ever meeting her in person. Amanda's commitment to her transformation was so profound that she expressed a willingness to risk everything, stating that she was prepared to die to attain the Barbie-like appearance she so deeply desired. Instagram. This perilous journey nearly cost Amanda her life. During her 3rd breast augmentation, she suffered a severe reaction to anesthesia, leading to a seizure and a coma that lasted several days. This harrowing experience served as a stark reminder of the potential dangers associated with extreme cosmetic procedures. However, Amanda's passion for achieving her aesthetic goals remained undeterred. She continued to express a desire for further surgeries, embodying the complexities of body image and the lengths to which individuals may go in pursuit of their personal ideals. Alicia Amira. Alicia Amira, a Danish model and entrepreneur, has garnered significant attention for her transformation into a self-described plastic bimbo. Her journey began around 2011 when she left her career in public relations to pursue this new identity. Over the years, Alicia has undergone numerous cosmetic procedures, including breast augmentations, forehead lifts, and enhancements to her eyes, nose, cheeks, and lips. These extensive modifications have reportedly cost her approximately £100,000. Beyond her physical transformation, Alicia has been instrumental in promoting the concept of bimbofication. She founded the Be a Bimbo brand, aiming to reclaim and destigmatize the term bimbo. Through this platform, she offers clothing and content that celebrate hyperfemininity and challenge traditional beauty standards. Alicia's journey has sparked widespread discussion and controversy. While she asserts that her transformation is a form of self-expression and empowerment, critics argue that it perpetuates harmful stereotypes and unrealistic beauty ideals. Despite the polarized opinions, Alicia remains steadfast in her beliefs, encouraging others to embrace their desired identities without fear of societal judgment. Nevin Saganovich. Nevin Saganovich, a Croatian stylist and reality television personality, has garnered international attention for his transformative journey through plastic surgery. Aiming to maintain a youthful appearance and achieve his ideal image, he has undergone over a dozen procedures, including 3 rhinoplasties, as well as chin, lip, and abdominal enhancements. In 2017, in an effort to correct a deviated nasal septum, Nevin traveled to Iran for his 3rd nose surgery. However, upon awakening from general anesthesia, he discovered he was suffering from priapism, a prolonged and painful erection unrelated to sexual stimulation. This condition persisted for nearly 3 months and required 3 additional surgeries to resolve. Nevin believes that the priapism may have been triggered by a reaction to the anesthesia or the use of gym performance-enhancing supplements. Despite this severe complication, he remains committed to pursuing aesthetic procedures and uses his experiences to advise others on plastic surgery. Nevin Saganovich's story serves as a reminder of the potential risks associated with plastic surgery and the importance of thorough research and selecting reputable surgeons before undergoing any procedures. Jane McConachy. Jane McConachy, a cosmetic nurse from Melbourne, has spent years reshaping her body to mirror the image of a living Barbie, a vision she fully embraced, no matter the cost. With over $200,000 spent on surgeries, she has undergone 5 breast augmentations, 6 nose jobs, and an endless list of Botox and filler treatments. But for Tara, these weren't just procedures. They were steps toward becoming who she believed she was meant to be. Her transformation brought her to the spotlight, especially when she appeared on the reality show Botched in 2020. Seeking even larger implants, she was met with resistance from doctors concerned about her low weight and potential health risks. Yet even then, Tara made her stance clear: she was not ready to stop. The desire to go further burned stronger than any fear of consequences. She has even voiced her intention to remove her ribs to achieve an even smaller waist, a controversial choice that reflects just how far she's willing to go. In her own words, "There's no limit for me. I'm addicted, and I want to go bigger." Tara's journey raises questions far beyond appearances. Is this the ultimate act of self-expression or a dangerous fixation? While some admire her confidence, others see a woman trapped in pursuit of a version of beauty that keeps shifting. Raji Narini Singh. Raji Narini Singh had always dreamed of aligning her outer appearance with who she truly was inside. As a transgender woman navigating a world full of judgment and limitations, her desire to feel beautiful, to simply feel whole, became deeply personal. But her search for transformation led her down a path no one should ever have to walk. Without the means to afford high-end procedures, Raji turned to an underground source for help. The person who claimed to be a doctor promised cheap aesthetic injections. In reality, what was injected into her face was a toxic cocktail of cement, mineral oil, tire sealant, and superglue. What was meant to enhance her beauty instead became a living nightmare. Her face began to swell, harden, and distort beyond recognition. Painful lumps formed beneath her skin. She suffered in silence for years, hiding behind wigs and heavy makeup, enduring not only physical agony but relentless ridicule and public humiliation. Eventually, she found help through the Botched TV series, where real surgeons stepped in to repair some of the damage. The process was long and painful, and while they couldn't reverse everything, they gave Raji something even more powerful: the courage to face the world again. Today, Raji speaks out as an advocate, not just for safe surgery, but for self-love. Her story is not one of vanity, but of survival. It's a testament to resilience, and a reminder that behind every altered face is a human being who once just wanted to feel accepted. Lynn May. Lynn May was once celebrated as one of Mexico's most iconic entertainers, a dancer, actress, and singer who dazzled audiences with her beauty, sensuality, and charm. At the height of her fame, she wasn't just admired for her talent, but revered for her stunning, natural features. She was a symbol of allure, a woman whose face lit up stages and screens alike. But as the years passed, the pressure to maintain her youthful look became overwhelming. In an industry obsessed with appearance, Lynn felt the weight of expectations pressing down on her. One cosmetic procedure led to another. What began as subtle enhancements soon turned into a relentless pursuit of perfection. Unfortunately, the results were far from what she had hoped. Her face began to change, not gradually but dramatically. The elegance and softness she was known for were replaced by rigid contours and exaggerated features. For many fans, it was heartbreaking to see someone so naturally beautiful lose herself in the process. Lynn later admitted that she regretted some of the decisions she made. The emotional toll was immense, not just from public criticism, but from looking in the mirror and no longer seeing the woman she once was. Despite everything, she continued to perform, to show up, and to carry on. Her story is not one of vanity, but of vulnerability. It's about the pressure of fame, the fear of fading, and the human desire to hold on to the image we think the world loves most. And while Lynn's appearance may have changed, her legacy as a performer and as a woman who dared to be seen still shines. Jessica Alves. Jessica Alves, formerly known as the Human Ken doll, became a global sensation for her dramatic transformation and unshakable desire to look like a plastic icon. Her journey was never about subtlety. It was bold, public, and deeply personal. With over 100 cosmetic procedures, her face and body were reshaped in the name of becoming someone she always dreamed of being. But beneath the headlines and tabloid covers was a far more complicated story. What started as an effort to perfect her image slowly turned into an endless cycle of change. Every time she altered one part, something else felt incomplete. It became a chase with no finish line, one that cost her not only money, but parts of her identity. As surgeries continued, her appearance grew increasingly extreme. The man once known for his sculpted Ken-like features eventually transitioned into Jessica, a woman claiming her truth after years of hiding. But even after finding her true gender identity, the surgeries didn't stop. If anything, they intensified. What the world often saw was the shock, but what many missed was the pain. Photos captured her expressionless face, but rarely showed the emotional weight behind it. Jessica herself admitted to feelings of emptiness, of chasing perfection without ever feeling complete. Her story is a haunting reminder that beauty shaped by a scalpel can never fill what's missing inside. And while she's often judged for her choices, Jessica Alves remains a symbol of both transformation and fragility, someone who sought visibility, but perhaps lost a piece of herself along the way. Vanilla Chamu. Vanilla Chamu, a model from Japan, stunned the world with her bold ambition to transform herself into a flawless French porcelain doll. Her vision was clear, her commitment absolute, and over time she underwent more than 30 cosmetic procedures in pursuit of that fantasy. She had her eyes enlarged, her chin reshaped, and her skin lightened through controversial treatments. Each surgery brought her further away from the girl she once was and closer to a figure that existed only in her imagination. To her, this wasn't about vanity, it was about becoming a work of art. But the further she went, the less she resembled a real person. Her features became increasingly exaggerated, eyes too wide, face too pale, proportions unnaturally sharp. The transformation was so extreme that the media could not look away. Some were fascinated, others were deeply unsettled. Behind the spectacle was a quiet tragedy, a woman chasing an ideal so impossible it erased every trace of who she used to be. No one really knew what Vanilla looked like before, and that perhaps was the saddest part. Her original self faded with every injection, every scalpel mark, every headline. Her journey leaves behind a haunting message. When beauty is no longer about expression but about erasure, we risk becoming strangers to ourselves. Vanilla Chamu's story is not just about transformation, it's about the silent cost of losing identity in the name of perfection. Sahar. Sahar Tabar, a young woman from Iran, became a global sensation for all the wrong reasons. Fascinated by the beauty of actress Angelina Jolie, she embarked on a radical journey, not to resemble her through makeup or styling, but through surgery and digital manipulation so extreme it turned her into something unrecognizable. Online, she was called Zombie Angelina. Her face appeared hollowed, her features distorted, oversized lips, a sunken nose, wide, haunting eyes. To some, it was performance art. To others, it was a cry for help. And to Sahar, it was simply a version of herself she wanted to share with the world. Shocking, surreal, and impossible to ignore. But behind the viral fame was a young girl struggling with identity, loneliness, and self-image. She was only 19 when her photos began making headlines. Still searching for herself, she became lost in a storm of internet fame, misunderstanding, and judgment. Sahar later revealed that much of her appearance had been exaggerated through editing, that she never truly wanted to look like a horror figure, but by then the image had overtaken the person. The internet had made up its mind, and she became a symbol of distorted beauty gone too far. In the end, her face became a canvas, not of perfection, but of protest, against judgment, against conformity. And behind that face was a young woman searching for identity in a world that often punishes those who don't fit the mold. Martina Big. Martina Big, once a blonde flight attendant from Germany, stunned the world when she began transforming herself, not just in shape or style, but in race. Her desire was radical, controversial, and unlike anything the public had seen. What started as breast augmentations and body contouring eventually evolved into something far more complex, a self-declared transition into becoming a black woman. She underwent skin-darkening treatments, changed her hair texture, and even claimed her features were naturally shifting. Martina insisted she wasn't impersonating, she believed she was becoming. Her conviction was so strong that she traveled to Kenya and participated in traditional rituals, publicly affirming her new identity. But the reactions were fierce. Critics accused her of cultural appropriation, of mocking a heritage she was not born into. For many, her actions were not empowering, they were offensive, even harmful. And yet Martina remained unapologetic, holding firm to her belief that identity is a choice, not a birthright. Beneath the headlines and internet outrage lies a deeper tension, the human longing to belong, to feel seen, to find purpose and transformation. In Martina's case, that longing took a path most would never imagine, and one that sparked more questions than answers. Cher, an icon, a legend, a woman who defied time and gravity both on stage and in life. From the 1960s onward, she redefined what it meant to be a pop star, bold, unapologetic, and always evolving. Her voice, her presence, and her power made her unforgettable. But behind the glitter and spotlight, Cher was also a woman deeply aware of how the world views aging, especially for someone like her. As the years passed, she remained in the public eye, her face always polished, her look always pristine. Rumors swirled, whispers grew about the procedures, the touch-ups, the surgeries. And while Cher never denied enhancing her appearance, she also never apologized for it. For her, it was never about denial of age, it was about control, about reclaiming beauty on her own terms. But beauty in the spotlight comes at a cost. Cher has outlived her contemporaries, buried loved ones, and endured heartbreak that no scalpel could mend. Her reflections in later interviews are more tender, more raw. A woman who once sang about gypsies and dreams now speaks of silence, of missing voices, of nights that feel too long. Her transformation, both physical and emotional, isn't a cautionary tale. It's a chronicle of survival, of a woman who refused to disappear even when time tried to erase her. Cher doesn't chase youth. She wrestles with memory, with identity, with legacy. And in doing so, she reminds us, beauty fades, but presence, true presence, lingers. Magdalene. Magdalene, or whatever name she goes by now, has become an online sensation known for her bold mission to look like a living doll. But this isn't your typical brat-style cuteness. Her transformation leans more toward a porcelain doll, eerie, extreme, and unsettling to many. Mary has undergone a shocking number of surgeries, from rib removals to dramatic breast enlargements, even operations to make her eyes more doll-like. It's like she's chasing a fantasy, a version of herself that seems to drift further from reality with every procedure. What's alarming is that it never ends. No matter how many surgeries she gets, she always wants more. There's always another tweak, another enhancement. It's a cycle of dissatisfaction that raises serious questions about self-image and mental well-being. Social media is divided. Some admire her dedication to her aesthetic vision, while others express concern, worried about the toll it may take on her body and mind. Experts have spoken out too, warning about the physical and psychological dangers of extreme body modifications. Yet Mary insists this is her truth. Each surgery, she says, brings her closer to her real self. She has a loyal fan base cheering her on, but also many critics who see her transformation as troubling. Her story forces us to rethink beauty, identity, and what it means to chase an ideal. Is it empowerment, or is it a deeper cry for help? Whatever your take, one thing is certain. Mary Magdalene's journey is unforgettable. In a world where appearances shift and identities evolve, one thing remains: the human desire to be seen, to be loved, to be remembered. Whether through transformation, resilience, or quiet endurance, each of these stories leaves behind more than just a face. They leave behind a question. What do we give up in pursuit of perfection? And who are we when the spotlight fades? Thank you for walking this journey with us. If these stories moved you, inspired you, or made you think, we invite you to share, subscribe, and join us again as we continue uncovering the beauty and sorrow behind the masks we wear.